my next kill. I'll make your life better.
Hey everybody, Strider's back with another pre-game stats breakdown. So starting off on the red team, we have Janna, Shaco, Jarvin, Sivir, and Sona. And they're going to be head-to-head against the blue team, who has Ezreal, Jax, Evelyn, Janna, and Skarner. So an invisible person on each team. Let's see who is the most invisibliest. Starting off at the top lane, we're going to have a Janna versus a Jax. This is actually a very interesting matchup. Jax mains jungle while Janna mains top lane. So I think this is going to give Janna a little bit of an advantage. Janna has only been played by this person 17 times with a 41% win ratio, where Jax has been played by this person 15 times with a 60% win ratio. It's really hard to give an advantage with such low game counts, but I think with Janna having a main role in the top lane, that I'm going to go ahead and give it to Janna in the long run. Then if we take a look at middle lane, we're going to have Jarvin versus Evelyn. Jarvin mains top while Evelyn also mains top, so I don't really know who to give that particular advantage to, but Jarvin has been played by this person about 140 times with a 55% win ratio, and Evelyn has been played by this person almost 90 times with a 71% win ratio, which is absolutely huge. I actually had no idea that Evelyn was played this much by a person with such a high win ratio. I'm going to go ahead and go out there and say that Evelyn is going to win this matchup, strictly because I think Evelyn is just a very underdogish type champion. Not many people play her, so not many people know how to play against her, and I think that's going to be a huge disadvantage for the Jarvin. So I'm going to give that to the blue team. Then if we take a look at the junglers, we're going to have Skarner versus Shaco. Both of these players main jungler, while Shaco's been played by this person, over 230 times with a 68.97% win ratio, when Skarner's been played by this person about 63 times, so that 58% win ratio. I'm going to go ahead and give this particular jungle to the Shaco, since he is going to be able to deceive over walls and get away from Skarner relatively easy. So yeah, I'm definitely going to give the jungler to the red team on that, just because he has so much more experience with that champion, and Shaco's so aggressive in lanes, and it's really going to help out his team. Then if we take a look at the bottom lane, we're going to have Sivir and Sona versus Ezreal and Janna. Sivir mains top while Ezreal mains AD carry, so that's going to give Ezreal a pretty big advantage. The only thing is Sivir has been played by this person a little over 25 times at a 70% win ratio, which is actually really good. Ezreal has been played by this person a little over 100 times with a 63% win ratio, which is also very, very good. I think I'm going to give the AD carry slot to the blue team, though, just because he has a little bit more experience and still an extremely high win ratio. And then if we take a look at the supports, we're going to have Sona and Janna. Sona mains support, and so does Janna, which is something you definitely do not see often. Sona's been played by this person over 210 times with a 60% win ratio, and Janna's been played by this person over 130 times with a 58% win ratio. But I think that overall, it's really hard to say. I think Sona will have a little bit of an advantage just because she does have a little bit more, just more damage, more poke, and it's really going to coincide with Sivir. And then they're going to have that double speed buff aura for the entire team. I think that's going to be extremely beneficial. So I'm going to go ahead and, if you add up everybody's win-loss ratio, you're going to have a 62.34% chance of winning for the red team and a 62.74% chance of winning for the blue team. That's only a 0.4% difference. So I'm going to go ahead and actually go against the numbers on this one and think that the red team is going to win. So let's go ahead and get into the game and see what happens. Hey everybody, Strider's back with another daily high ELO casting. And I am happy to say that the new show is coming right along, and we should have it done here relatively soon, hopefully within the next few days or so. But before that happens, I definitely did want to get a good game of Evelyn in, because I just don't see Evelyn almost ever. She might be going AP mid. It's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, it is kind of what it looks like. So it'll be interesting to see how well she's actually going to do against whoever Cris is playing in mid, because I have absolutely no idea. But Evelyn going up against the Shaco, that could be a really, really bad scenario for her, mainly because he can see her when she's invisible and he's invisible, but she can't see him, so he can still get the jump on her as long as he kind of knows the general vicinity of where she's at. But then I think she might see that exclamation mark above her head. I don't really know how the double stealth mechanic is going to work against Evelyn, to be honest, but we'll see. And it looks like we might actually start off the game 5 versus 4. Oh no, okay, so Diana is now coming in, and that is going to be a huge disadvantage to Evelyn, because if Diana hits with that crescent slash, that's going to reveal opponents. And yeah, Evelyn is stealth, and she takes a lot of advantage over that, so that's going to kind of suck for her. Great pickup by Diana. That was just a wonderful pickup by the red team. I think the blue team is going to have a really tough time in mid. But talking about top lane, it's going to be Jax versus Jarvin. That could be a very, very interesting matchup. I'm not 100% familiar with it, but Jarvin does have a nice little bit of burst. I just don't know how he's going to be able to get away if Jax really goes on him hard. But we'll see how that happens. It looks like the game is just about to load up here. Yeah. Okay, so far at the beginning of the game, it looks like everyone's pretty much going to be getting the boots and 3 potions. Except for Shaco, he's actually getting a mana potion. This is really going to help him with jungling because those boxes use so much mana. So it's really going to help his early game until he gets blue buff. He might actually start red buff because of that. Although it might be just to take the chance at blue buff if they decide to invade. And a great ward now coming out from Sona. This is really going to prevent really any form of unexpected invasion coming out from the blue team into that lower team's jungle. And yeah, it does look like Shaco is going to be going for that red buff. It's very possible. He might going for race first. I don't see that happening. But it is, of course, anything's really possible with Shaco. His jungle patterns are very obscure and can really do anything he wants to.
Minions have spawned.
Okay, so now that minions have spawned, it looks like both teams are just really going to play defensively. Really smart game coming out from both teams. It looks like Janna and Ezreal will be ending up taking these golems, and that's really going to help. And that was a great tornado coming out from Janna, perfectly timed, right when they spawned. And we're going to see how well Evelyn can really leash this golem. Looks like she might just throw out a hate spike. Yeah, that's about it. Jax is going to throw on a nice little stun, though, and that's really going to help the increased damage coming out from Skarner onto that blue buff. So far, not too much going down. Sivir's really going to be able to poke and just harass a little bit more than Ezreal can. Same thing with Sona. Sona does a little bit more damage. Possibly a lot more damage than Janna does, and that's going to be a lot of action going down in bottom. Janna going down almost half, really being forced to use those health potions. It looks like Diana's actually going up top. Very interesting choice on that particular situation. Wow, Sivir's going really close to dying, and yes, that is going to be a flash arcane shift with some extra damage. Ignite coming out from Diana, not exactly sure why, maybe just to back off the Jax. It did work, so that's a plus. I just don't understand the whole reasoning behind that switch up. I really think that Diana would have done a little bit better of a job against against the Eve. But maybe they were anticipating a switch. I'm really not exactly sure. Oh, Diana taking quite a bit of damage. She's going to be able to get out of there, though. Not having too many problems. She still has her flash up, so if she gets into any real trouble, she's going to be able to flash out of it as long as she doesn't get stunned in place. Oh, and Janna now taking a ton of damage. She is going to be going down. It looks like Shaco might be able to get this kill. Janna actually goes AFK. Very unfortunate. And wow, great flash pickup coming out from Sona. Being able to get that little bit of extra damage. Unfortunately, Shaco was not able to pick up the kill, but he was able to secure that assist. Janna not being in the game is going to be very dangerous, though, at this point. Oh, and Evelyn taking a ton of damage. Now going on to Jarvin. Jarvin is going to slow him down, but now Skarner's in the mix. Skarner's going to be able to slow Jarvin like crazy. He's going to have those constant little bits of damage. Oh my gosh, Evelyn is now taking damage. Yes, he is going to go down to the Shaco, but Shaco's going to get picked up by the Skarner. That's going to be a double kill in favor of Skarner. Great job by that Skarner, really being able to time his ganks properly and picking that up, and that's going to be another set of double golems coming out for the blue team, and that's really just going to keep propelling them into the lead. Since Ezreal still does currently have quite a bit more ability power, or not ability power, but quite a bit more CS, and those golems give quite a big chunk of experience. Ezreal's level 3 when Sivir's level 4, though, so I don't know if Sivir's just missing CS and focusing a little bit too much on harassing, but it's very, very possible that that's happening. That is, you know, a huge give and take that you kind of have to give with champions that are really good at harassing and ones that are really good at farming. Sometimes you'll see people just farm non-stop, and then you'll see people just do a really good job at harassing, but a lot of times you need to have a good equivalent. Oh, now it looks like Evelyn might actually go down. No, it doesn't look like it in the end, and now Skarner's in the mix once again, possibly going to grab. No, Skarner's not level 6, so he's not going to be able to impale anybody. Very, very, very close on that, but it's not going to quite come out. Skarner's almost there, so once he gets level 6, that's going to be extremely terrifying for Diana top lane. Since she doesn't have any real escapes, that's going to be, oh, really close to a stun, but that flash is going to be able to get her out of there. And now Sivir's still taking a ton of damage, but Shaco's up on the top. There is no ward here. They may go on to this kill onto the Jax. Jax may think he's there. He's kind of running around like he doesn't know what he wants to do quite yet. And now, oh my gosh, Jarvin is face checking right into the Skarner. Skarner's going to do a little bit of damage to him. Jarvin is going to have to get over this wall. Yes, he will. Oh my gosh, but he doesn't know that Shaco is also there, and that's going to be really bad news for the Skarner. Is Skarner going to be able to get away? He's able to spam that slow. That Crystal Slash is really just doing so much work, and now Jarvin is going to be able to get over that wall before any additional damage gets put onto him. Great job by Skarner, really being able to zone out two members of the red team. That's just going to show how powerful a Skarner is going to be later on in this game. And now with the exhaust going down onto the Sivir, but Ezreal just doesn't have enough health to really follow up with that. Now we have the two invisible champions duking it out in mid. Uh-oh, Jax now coming in with the help of Skarner. Skarner is level 6 down. Yes, the Impale does successfully go off, and that is going to be a free kill for Skarner. That is 3 kills for Skarner, and simultaneously bottom lane, it looks like Sona is able to kill Ezreal, but Ezreal is able to kill Sona. Oh gosh, I can't believe it happened. That was a pretty crazy trade. Very unfortunate. She was able to do quite a bit of damage, and once again, the bouncing blade from Sivir is bugged, and we won't be able to see where it's traveling to. We'll just be able to see what it hits. In the meantime, wow, Janna is super low. I'm really worried for her to really just stay in there, but there's no real global ultimates. If Shaco was in the area, that could be a huge disadvantage, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Shaco did just recall, and he was at top lane anyway. Oh, Eve doing a little bit of harass coming out through the Jarvan, but it's not going to quite be enough to really do anything. It's just kind of going to show him, hey, I'm still here. Just messing around. Oh, and a lot of action going down. Jarvan actually misses, and Eve gets her ultimate down. Is she going to be able to pick up that Jarvan? Yes, she is able to easily take on that Jarvan without any problems. The Agony's Embrace just doing so much damage to that Jarvan. Jarvan missed his pop-up, and that's really what hurt him in that fight. And now, oh my gosh, Shaco is there. It's going to be a 3 versus 2. And now the ultimate with the crescendo coming out. Ezreal does get off his ultimate. A great fear coming out from Shaco. And that is going to be a kill onto Shaco and Sivir. Wonderful play by the red team, being able to come back in this game. They're about 900 gold behind, and now it looks like they may be going for this dragon. No, they're actually going to go for this Evelyn right away. Evelyn's going to flash out of there and really just try to, yeah, she will be able to get out. She does have the early Cage's Lucky pick, and that's going to help her survive just a little bit. But now the red team is officially going on to the dragon, and this could be it. That is going to be a nice little dragon for them. And that is going to provide them with enough gold to really come back in the lead. Oh no, they're actually going to be tied on this. Oh, Diana coming back into that fight. I don't know if she really wants to be in melee range of this Jax for very long. Jax doing an absolute wonderful job. Almost up by 20 creep kills at this point. Does have a little bit of magic resist. Not a whole ton, but does have a little bit. He did end up warding his top river area, and that's really going to help. Diana's trying to do as much damage as he can, but now Jax getting off as much as he can, and yes, that is going to be a great ultimate coming out from this Jax, and a free kill going on to Diana. Jax not being able to leap strike out of that to any minions nearby. Not going to be very well. He decided to fight it out instead, and that was a great choice by him. Oh, Jarvan does get impaled mid-spear throw. That was beautiful. Can you see that happening? Oh, Agony's Embrace now coming out. Evelyn is just absolutely destroying through. Evelyn now showing back up. Is she going to be able? No, she will not be able to follow up on that. Oh, that would have been epic if she was going to be able to follow up on that, but it just did not happen that way. If only, if only. And now the gold is pretty much dead even. 15-1 to 15-1. Great job by both teams. Diana's finally coming back in CS. She is only down by 10 instead of 20 now. Skarner's up by about 10 and has a couple extra kills on the Shaco. So it's not looking good for the Shaco. Shaco's now coming out once again. It's going to force the ultimate out from Janna. Going to pop the fear on the box. And now Skarner is bottom lane. He's going to be able to help out if necessary. He doesn't have his impale though. And that's going to be a huge disadvantage for them as they won't be able to utilize his ultimate. Now he's actually going to go recall. He does have those boots of mobility really early. A flash crescendo coming out. And he is able to arcane shift even while crescendoed. Absolutely broken. And this is why Ezreal's played so frequently. He can just get out of everything with that arcane shift. And his ultimate still goes off even though it's channel. And it shouldn't. It still does. But anyway, that's besides the point. Ultimate, as I was saying, comes out doing a ton of damage. And Sivir looks like she's going in pretty hard in the paint here. Skarner's coming up really hard. Is going to pop the ult. Is the Impale going to come out? No, it looks like he's just going to flat out kill her. Now the Impale coming out onto the Sivir. Shaco picks up the kill on the Ezreal. And the double kill now going on to Skarner. Skarner's doing a ton of damage. Shaco's going to be able to get out of there successfully. That's going to be a 2-for-1 trade in favor of the blue team, and they're also up by about 1,000 gold now. And that is absolutely huge. If they continue a really good job like they're doing, it's going to be absolutely huge. Jarvan now coming in, going to be able to do a ton of damage onto this Jax. Jax is going to be able to get a double stun. He's going to leap strike to an allied minion and get out of there. Almost died, but was able to get out of there just in time. Oh, and now Jax jumping onto the Jarvan. I don't know if that was the best move. Yes, Jax ends up going down. great bait coming out from Jarvin, just recalling in the middle of the lane, kind of just forcing Jax to play around with him. Wonderful job. And now they're going to push that lane. It looks like Evelyn's now coming up. She's going to probably wander into this bush and find that Diana. And really, oh, this is going to be really bad. And that is going to be a huge Deathfire Grass coming out. The Ignite, followed by, yes, those couple extra hate spikes is really just going to finish it up. Great job by Evelyn, really being able to pick up those easy kills. Being invisible really has its perks, that is for sure. Oh, now the ultimate coming out from Sivir. Sivir, is she going to be able to catch up? She is slowed down by a Phage proc coming down. And no, that is not going to be enough. Uh-oh, Jarvin taking a ton of damage, but dealing a lot himself. And that is going to be a little bit... Oh, no more shield for Ezreal. Is Ezreal going to recall as well? Are they going to leave this tower completely exposed to the onslaught of Sivir and Sona? That could be extremely dangerous for their bottom tower, but it doesn't. It looks like he will clean it up just a little bit, possibly throw out his True Shot Barrage for that next wave. Oh, and a great Impale coming out with a Flash Impale. Oh no, Flash coming down for Jarvin. Is Jarvin going to be able to get away from this? No, he is not. And then, oh, a lot of damage going down. And a great wave push coming out from Ezreal. And now at top, it looks like it's a duel between Jax and Diana. That could be a really dangerous duel, but now, uh-oh, there's a nice little slow coming out onto Sona. Sona is going to be kind of by herself for a little bit, and that is going to be a lot of damage going on to Diana and Jax. Jax popped his ult, so he does have the extra magic resist, and now the exhaust coming down. Oh, is the Ignite going to be enough to kill her? No, the health potion is going to be enough. The hate spike isn't going to follow up, but it is going to be able to kill that Shaco right before he kills Jax. Very great play by Jax and Evelyn. Having an Evelyn, she's able to roam so quickly. It's extremely dangerous. Uh-oh, is she going to come? Yes, a great flash and a great ravage. Just be able to completely rip apart that Diana. Wonderful play by the Evelyn. She's showing to be a huge force in this fight. Really, really major job. I haven't seen an Evelyn really show this much lane presence, to be honest. She's able to farm, quite well. She's at 113 creep kills at 15 minutes, which is actually pretty good. Especially against her lane opponent. She's winning by about 20 at this point. And Jax, once again, is up by almost 30 CS. Skarner is up by almost 30, and the AD carry is up by only about 10. So this could be really bad for them. And a red buff now going down onto... Oh, Jarvin does end up throwing down his ultimate. Is the crescendo going to come out? Yes, it will. It will hit 3 members of the blue team. And now, oh my gosh, Sivir is taking so much damage. I don't know if she's going to be able to get out of here. She does get killed by the Evelyn. Evelyn gets the double kill. And now, oh my gosh, it looks like, yes, Sona will end up going down to the Shaco, or to the Ezreal. Shaco's running away. Is Ezreal going to keep going in here? No, he is not. He does get the auto attack off. They're going to push this lane, and Shaco is definitely going to have to recall, or that would be a really bad situation. In the meantime, Evelyn's coming around. She does see Shaco, but it's just a little bit too late. Oh, that would have been a really nice pickup for them, as he just recently used his Deceive, and I think it was on a cooldown for a little bit longer. It looks like they will end up just going for this dragon, and that's going to be a huge lead. It's going to put them ahead by about 6,000 gold now. And Jax is going to throw on a little bit of harassment on Diana, but easily able to leap strike onto an allied minion to be able to get out of that. Jax again going really hard in the paint, throwing down that stun. Shaco coming in from the back, going really hard in the paint. Is he going to be able to do anything? The Hex Trigger now coming out, and Jax kills Diana in the end. Very unfortunate. She does go back into the fight. She definitely needed to stay out of that. I don't know if Shaco would have lived at that point, but it would have definitely been close.
And oh my gosh, Jarvin does get impaled once again, gets caught out of position. Evelyn and Skarner are going to be able to pick up this kill. Looks like it's going to go on to Evelyn. Evelyn is now 7-1-5. Skarner is 6-0-4. The blue team is really starting to take advantage of the misplacement of the red team. The mobility from Skarner, absolutely huge. Huge amounts of mobility. He's so fast, especially with those boots mobility and his little speed up that he has in conjunction with his shield. It's going to make him be an extremely dangerous person coming out of that jungle, especially with a stealthed Eve somewhere around you. You have no idea where. You don't know where to run to because you could just run into an Eve and get slowed down. It's really dangerous, but they are able to really just come together and pull off that combo pretty well. Up top, Jax is going in against Diana once again. The only tower that's down in the game is going to be that top tower. Diana does end up getting stunned, and she might end up going down to this Jax. Is he going to be able to leap strike? Yes, he will. He does pop his ghost, and that's going to be a huge kill coming out for Jax. The empowered strike being able to pick that last kill up. Shaco throwing down the exhaust with a 2-shift poison. Going to be able to slow down Ezreal quite a bit, and that is going to be enough for Sivir to be able to pick up the kill. That's exactly what Sivir needs. Great job by Shaco, really being able to feed Sivir that kill. Now Evelyn is once again back on a Jarvin. Skarner is also there. Is he going to impale? Yes, he does impale. Pulls him away from there. And, Jarvin, is he going to be able to go? No, the ultimate from Eve is just way too strong. And now Jax is absolutely chunking down this tower. Holy cow. That sound is the most scary sound. Bam, bam. Great job by Jax being able to take down that secondary top tower. And it looks like Sivir might be going for this bottom tower. It looks like she may just be farming, though. She's probably just letting it go, letting it kill as many minions as possible before she takes it down. Great pickup for the red team. They really did need that gold to kind of stay in this game. And now a huge exchange going down up top between Diana and Jax. Diana keeps going in against this Jax. I really don't know if that's the smartest move. And she's trying to poke as much as possible. But now, the ultimate from Jax coming out. He does end up getting that stun. And with the Empower Strike, being able to reset the attack speed, or the attack timer. Holy cow, Diana's so close to dying. And oh my gosh, it looks like Janna might be going down. And a great job by Skarner being able to pick up that kill. Is he going to be able to get away? He gets popped up by the Jarvin. And now, he does get snared in there. That's going to be a great boomerang blade. If they can pick up the Skarner, that's going to be a huge deal for them. And yes, Sivir of all people being able to shut down the killing spree that Skarner had of 7 kills is going to be absolutely huge. A great stun now coming down, but the exhaust on a Jax is going to put him in the death. And a great exhaust coming down. Are they going to be able to pick her up? No! He does go down just before. And Ezreal does pick up that bottom tower. Very unfortunate. Eve was legendary. They were able to pick her up, but they still did lose the Jarvin. Jarvin has tagged quite a bit, so he's not really worth that much gold anymore. Still doing a pretty good job, though. Being able to get those pop-ups, throwing on his shield, doing exactly what he can. Now the red team is making a really aggressive push at this Baron. They don't seem to be having any troubles. This could be really bad. Janna coming in, and that is going to be a Baron buff onto the red team. They're going to have to disengage right now and stay away from this. Jarvin ended up not getting that Baron buff, but they couldn't wait any longer. Is the Impale going to go off? No! The animation went off, but a great flash timing by Sona is going to help her get away. She just doesn't have level 2 boots. That's going to be really bad. And the Moonfall going to be able to actually bring her closer. And no, Sona ends up, and this is going to definitely kill Sona in the end. No, it looks like they are going to back off. They get the Ignite on, but she's able to get away. That's going to teach her twice. She's definitely going to get level 2 boots at this point. With that Baron, you really can't afford to be slow.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Red team's turret getting destroyed once again. Ezreal throwing out his ultimate, just kind of clearing the wave, pushing it up. And that's going to give Diana a huge creep wave for her to kind of come back.
since she's having a lot of troubles against that Jax top. That free giant creep wave is really going to help out. So wonderful job by them. Shaco's still quite a bit behind. He does have those 6 assists. It's going to help him a little bit, but then again, Skarner still has 5. Eve has 9 kills versus Jarvin's 1. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. Sivir is really the only person that's going to keep the red team in this game. Blue team is now going for Dragon once again, and this is going to be a very, very good Dragon pickup for them. They really wanted to make sure the red team did not pick that up because that would have brought them even that much closer to coming back. The red team is only behind by 5,000 gold. Sivir is completely out of position. She has to throw down her ultimate. That's going to be Deathfire Grasp, but it's going to be absorbed by the Spell Shield. Sona going down after getting impaled and dragged into oblivion. Oh, Jarvin coming up with the Lunar Fall coming down. Sivir taking a ton of damage now at this point. That's going to do a lot of action to the Jax. Jax throws out it. Oh, the Tushin Poison is going to slow down that Janna just enough. And that is going to be a free kill for Sivir. Wonderful job by the red team, really being able to pick up that fight in the end. They traded 1-for-1, support for support, but their health is massively superior. And that is going to be a tower for the red team. They're only down by about 4,000 gold at this point, and that is going to be huge for them. They're going to be able to pick up another tower. Jax and Ezreal really pushing that top lane, or that bottom lane, really hard. Lunarfall now coming out from the... Oh, Diana now... Oh, the Guardian Angel being procced onto Shaco. That could be really dangerous for him. Jax and Ezreal just easily being able to take these towers with the attack speed buff coming out from Ezreal. That's absolutely huge. And it looks like... Oh, is Jax going to be able to get out of this alive? No, he is not. And that is going to be a lot of damage going on to Ezreal as well. And holy cow, is Ezreal going to be able to get away? No, he doesn't. That's going to be a great spear flag. Wonderful job, but the blue team were able to take out 2 towers plus an inhibitor for 2 towers. Great exchange in favor of the blue team for sure. The red team really did need it, of course, but the blue team being able to take down an inhibitor, that's going to provide a lot of presence on that Baron for the blue team. The red team will have to mine that bottom lane quite a bit now, since they're going to have constant supply of super minions just pouring into their base. They're going to have a lot of issues dealing with those and then rushing over to Baron once it respawns. So they really need to time this perfectly if they really want to do it right. And that's going to be the real challenge. So as long as they do that properly, that's really going to help them out. That is very disappointing. Diana actually ends up picking up that red buff over the Sivir. I think Sivir could have definitely used it a little bit over the Diana. Diana's actually going tank Diana with a little bit of AP. I'm not 100% sure of that build. I don't know, I'm not really aware of it, but I would have liked to see a little bit more AP since she kind of needs it. She does have a lot of armor, and that's definitely going to be useful, especially against the Jax. She does have a great initiate to really just slow down everyone's attack speed, despite Ezreal's attack speed buff that he'll be able to give everybody. Oh, and that's going to be a great move fall coming in Diana. Diana's going to kind of run out of this fight. She is going to come back in. A great crescendo coming out, hitting 4 members of the blue team. And now a great ultimate going to be able to disengage. Diana going out is able to pick up that Ezreal. Sivir is going to be able to pick up the Jax, but Eve picks up the Diana in the meantime in the retreat. And now, oh my gosh, that was a 2-for-1 trade in favor of the red team. But they took out Ezreal and Jax, 2 of their biggest, heaviest hitting champions on the team right now. And that was definitely not a good trade. They definitely did not want to trade a tank Diana for 2 of those members. Diana, unfortunately, does not have much magic resist, so she's not going to be able to do too much. But it looks like Blue, even with the red team's advantage, it looks like Blue will still be able to take down this inner mid tower, and that's going to be a huge advantage for them. They're just going to keep on pushing, it seems. And that's going to be 7 towers to 3 in favor of the blue team. Blue team's only up by about 4,500 gold at this point. And I don't know if that is going to continue to climb or if it's going to start to fall off. The Skarner does have his Oracle, and that's really going to help out his entire team. And we don't know. It's definitely going to increase the vision that their team has over the entire map. But I don't know. It doesn't look like anybody on the red team has that. Oh, Diana doing a lot of damage to Shaco, but Shaco's able to get away. Yeah, it does look like Sona actually did pick up Oracle for her team now. Is she tanky enough to really survive with it yet? Not sure. She still doesn't have boots level 2, and I really think that is going to impede her her ability to get away and be present in these team fights. So Shaco having the Hex Drinker and then picking up 2 long swords, that's not going to, do a whole lot for his damage. But it's definitely going to do enough to where his presence in a team fight is going to be a little bit more manageable. And now, the red team is picking off for Baron. Blue team's picking off for the top jungle of the red team. And this could be a standoff. Quite a nice little Baron dance. The red team thinks the blue team's invading, but in fact, it looks like the blue team may be starting onto that Baron. And that is going to be a ward coming down. And Skarner is there. He's going to be able to do as much as he can. Jax is so strong. He is going to be able to tank those Baron shots without any problem. And here comes the fabled Baron dance. Oh, and this is a huge initiate coming down. Is the Impale going to come off? Yes, Diana gets the Impale. That's going to be a crescendo on 3 members of the blue team. Now Jax is going in. He does get exhausted. Evelyn's coming in from the back. They are able to pick up that Sona. Evelyn's all by herself now. She does get picked up by 3 members of the blue team. And now it looks like Diana actually able to manage to survive it. Jax is trying to go on to the Jarvin, but Jarvin looks like he's able to get away himself. Sona is still down, and she's not going to be able to help that Sivir get out of the way at all. That's going to be a nice little pop-up, and that is going to pick up the kill onto that Skarner, getting rid of that Oracle. That's a huge advantage. Diana being able to pick up, wow, able to pick up that Ezreal. That is absolutely huge. Is she going to be able to hit this Janna? That is the real question. If she can hit him with, oh, she didn't even need to. Is she going to throw it out? Oh, no, it looks like Jax is going to be able to pick that up. He does have his Ignite, and that is going to be a nice little free kill for Jax. Diana got a little bit too ballsy. Their inhibitor has respawned, so they really have to push this back as much as possible. Is there any more waves of super minions? Yes, this is the last wave of super minions. They need to go back, heal up, push this last wave of super minion to ensure that it doesn't pick up this inhibitor, and then go protect Baron. And that's going to be another wonderful red ward coming out into the Baron, just to ensure that the blue team isn't taking it. The red team pinged out the red buff, trying to give it to Sivir, and that is going to be another free dragon coming out for the blue team. Very dangerous, and now Jax is going in to steal the blue buff. Wow. Without having any mana, he's very cocky in his ability to be able to take this out. So right now, we just have a lot of ward clearing going on. And that is going to be a nice little escape for the Ezreal. He took a little bit of damage, but he was able to get away, and he's going to be able to lifesteal pretty easily off these wraiths. Alright, so once again, we do have a nice little Baron increase. Oh my gosh, the Impale going off on the Diana. Once again, Diana taking a ton of damage, being able to go directly onto that. Evelyn is going to be able to pick up Diana. That is going to be a 4-for-1, and a great job by Janna, really being able to clear that up. And, oh my gosh, Crescendo only hitting one person from Sona. That is detrimental, and they're definitely going to lose this fight. Shaco is going to be able to get out of here free. It looks like he was spotted out by that Arcane Shift. Yes, that is a triple kill for the Evelyn.
And this is a really dangerous game that the red team just played there. That crescendo only hitting one person was definitely not what they wanted to do. Diana kept going in the back of the line trying to pick up on that Ezreal, but instead he ended up running into 4 members of the blue team, while Janna used her ultimate to push the rest of her team back. Wonderful job by Evelyn, just really being able to pick it up in that fight. It doesn't look like they're actually going to go for the game, as there's only 6 seconds till Diana and Sivir do respawn. And so they're just going to be able to take off this second inhibitor, and that's going to be 2 inhibitors down. Almost impossible to defend against. Once you have 2 inhibitors down, I've rarely ever seen a comeback at that point. So now I really expect an aggressive Baron coming out from the blue team. If they don't really force this, it's possible that they may lose their advantage. They may wait about a minute for 2 waves of super minions to spawn and kind of push up to the lanes. That could be extremely detrimental. And the red team is kind of aware of this, and they don't know they're shoved to top lane. And that is going to be a Moonfall as well as a nice little Spear Toss. That would have been a great engagement after those spells were down to go in for the blue team. They just were not in the position that they needed to be in. So that's a little bit on the downside. Skarner is going to be able to get there. Oh, the Moonfall not being able to take him in. That would have been awesome, but it didn't quite work out that way. Blue team's pinging for Baron. I don't know. Yes, it looks like they will finally end up going up against it. The shields coming out from Janna and from Skarner on himself is really going to help him tank this Baron like nobody's business. And that's going to be, oh my gosh, the flag toss actually getting stopped. And then he got aggro from the Baron. Very unfortunate from the red team. I can't believe Jarvin actually picked up aggro from that. A great crescendo hitting 4 members of the blue team. And now the Shaco clone getting absolutely obliterated by the Evelyn. She used her Deathfire Grasp on the wrong target. Ezreal now going down, or Ezreal, sorry, killing Diana. And then Jax picking up that Sivir. And now Sona is going to go down her inevitable doom. She still has those level 1 boots. I don't know what's going on anymore. She's spending a lot of money on those on those wards, and that is going to be the second Nexus turret, and this is going to be a good game coming out for the blue team. Wonderful game overall. The red team was really starting to pick up and put up a fight, and that would have been fantastic if we saw a turnaround like that. It was definitely a wonderful attempt by the red team. They just weren't able to pick it up in the end, which is very unfortunate, but it does happen. I really like to see those comebacks, and I like to see the underdogs. I'm still not 100% sure I really like that the rushing of the Frozen Heart on Diana. I would like to see it in a better situation, but then again, nobody else on her team. Well, I guess Jarvin could have used it. I think Jarvin would have been better off taking that Frozen Heart, and I would have also liked to see Diana in that mid lane against the Evelyn, as she would have been able to keep her out of stealth for that Shaco to come gank for her. And I think that would have been a much better lane matchup. Jarvin against Jax, I really don't know how that goes up against, but Jarvin has a getaway, so even if Jax goes on top of him, he's going to be able to get away from that, and that's going to be absolutely huge. Overall, absolutely wonderful played. Make sure you guys, if you like my videos, to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to my channel. It really does help out, because I do have the daily high ELO casting, as well as some new up-and-coming things you guys will hopefully enjoy. If you want to see any previous videos, you can click that as well. If you want to see any newer videos than this current one, you can click that button as well. And if you have any specific champions you want to see, any specific players, please leave a comment, send me a message, do whatever you can to get in contact with me. Let me know who you want to see. I'll add it to my list. Basically, whoever or whatever champion has the most requests, I try to get, or whatever player has the most requests, I try to get them more often than the others. Because of course, I'm doing this for you guys. If you want to request someone you want to see, then I want to show you how that person plays
a specific champion or whatever. So it's really important that you guys do leave those comments and make requests. But overall, thanks everybody for the support. I really appreciate it, and I will see you tomorrow.